Hello, let's play Wordle for Monday, July 13th. Yesterday we spun the wheel. It said to start with kindy, which is a Australian New Zealand term for kindergarten. All gray. All right. So we need STRLEA. I mean, it looks like any Saleh would be good. So the the official bot tends to like the slate anagram of Saleh. So we'll just go with slate today and see what that gets us. Ooh. So we start with S. That T probably goes after the S. Something like stomp or storm or can't do stalk. Okay, no CK today. We could do stuff. We could do stomp. So there's stomp, there's stump, and there's storm. So I'm thinking stomp gets stump, it gets storm. Let's go with it. Oh, for a second I thought I just lucked into it. All right, so it's not stuff, stomp, storm. All right, what is it? Is it a double O? Stoof, stoog, stoor. I'm not seeing a double O. How about an STOU? Like, oh, it could be stout with a repeated T. Let's try that. I think we're not down. We're down to not much. Okay. It was stout. Very nice. Alrighty. Well, I don't know. I don't know how, like, I think this was a good decision. Stomp was a good decision. Like, going stout would not have told me anything about most of those options. I mean, it would have done, tell me what vowel went after the T, but. All right. Before we do any analysis, let's spin the members wheel and see what tomorrow's starting word will be. River, suggested by S. Diane87. So if you're following along tomorrow, we might learn something interesting about the letter R, but you'll have to stay tuned to find out what that is. You'll never guess. All right. Well, let's do some analysis. The fun part, right? Answer was stout. And we started with kindy, which is not on the answer list, but it is accepted. So let's look at this. Kindy would lose on this situation. Just the NDY trap, Andy in general. It would lose on this situation. Mound, the ound trap. Just having the ND, we lose on the ound trap. Crazy how sensitive that trap is. And then this situation would lose on the DI something something Y, right? So you're in the DI something something Y pretty much. And there's just too many of those. There's 12 options here, but they just don't get each other in hard mode at least. You know, obviously in easy mode, there's ways out. But the only ways out are like fillers, obviously. All right, so we're going to start over, and we're going to do kindy here. Luckily, we didn't get any of those situations. We lucked out there. It's just leapt, which is not a Saleh anagram. Is slate even here? I'm guessing slate loses on something. That LTE or something. Yeah, the Atch trap, actually. And then the AER trap. And Boxer. All right. So there's a bunch of traps that slate loses on. The reason you can start with it first is because you can kind of adjust for it after that. But kindy wouldn't be the way to adjust for it, and that's the issue. But luckily, we didn't end up in that situation. There were 16 words left. That's a lot more than I thought of. But stump is actually the best. Not stomp, stump. I did stomp, which is 7th in this list. There's some ties here, though. Yeah, but I got lucky. Stout was the only answer left. There was also stobs, stogs, stewer, stoss, stour, and stows. A lot of them are just removed because of the S at the end. All right, so got stout in 4. Got lucky a couple times. It would do leapt, which avoids getting into those traps. And then we're down to 23 words. It says crust or trust. I bet you trust works a lot better. It's only stout. What would crust do? It's crust, because we don't know it's double T. It's shout or stout. So depending on what you pick, it could be anywhere from, I guess, 4 or 5. All right. It starts with tails. We can do shirt or short. Shirt. We're going to do shirt, and then we'll go back and do short, because short gets that O. Shirt, then we have 7 letters left. It's going to test the double T with stunt, and that gets us stout, which is great. After short, we have 6 words left. It's going to do scoot or scout or snoot or snout, not that double T. And then, so actually, this is trappier. A lot trappier. It could be as bad as 6. So you'd think, oh, short has the O. That gives you the O. That's better. Not in hard mode, it's not, because now we're only getting 2 letters per guess, and we're in this sort of trap here. Whereas, I mean, on average, it's the same, according to the bot. But in this case, because the answer was stout, in this case, it worked out a lot better. Although if you don't go this stunt word, you could still end up in this issue. So I guess there's just luck involved too. All right, steal is a anagram of it. We have that ST start. So look, we're at 2.68 with even the optimal guess. After stink, then we do strum, and then we do stout. So we get there eventually, all greens. Adieu, the most common starting word. Follow up with spurt here, get the good consonants. Seems like on guess 2, you want to do a P. I need to remember that. Don't do a Saleh anagram on guess 2. Do something with a P on guess 2. To internalize that. I mean, it's still a heuristic, but so it's saying do shunt or stunt, even though that repeats the U. It's saying that works out better. That's interesting. And from there, it's down to scout, stout. So 4 or 5. That's really interesting. So, we have 4 words left: scout, shout, snout, and stout. So it's trying to avoid getting into this trap here, right? That increases, we're not going to lose on it, but it increases our average. If we do something like shout, then we have to do snout and stout, right? But shunt gives you the H and the N, and stunt gives you the double T option. So you're eliminating 2 at once if we're in that trap, which we are. And so shunt gets rid of snout as an option, even though it's a filler. But hard mode lets you repeat that yellow. That's pretty interesting. I like when that happens. All right, audio has the U and the O. So we're going to go court, and then we're in this trap. We're just right in the trap, and we can't do the filler this time. So it's flout, shout, snout, spout, and stout. So you could get pretty unlucky here and get it in 6. Luckily, you don't quite lose, but I mean, some people are going to lose on this anyway because they aren't going to be as efficient with court. There might be something a little bit less efficient, and then, yeah, court gets rid of scout, for example. All right. What's next? Stare. It's that ST again. We do stink. See, again, like you'd think, oh, I have the green ST. I'm in good shape. But no, you're only getting 3 letters per guess now. And there's a lot of them left. And it's hard to narrow it down. But we do get it in 4. Pert tries to get it in 2. It's a 1 in 60 chance. We don't get it today. Foist or shunt. Foist would go to something like scoot, to shout, to snout, to stout. So somewhere in this area of 4 to 6, I guess. And then finally, tarps is what the official bot starts with. Style. And then stunk. And then stout. All right. Well, let's check with the official bot, see what people are doing. I wonder how many lost on that trap. About to find out. First, we got to save this image so that we have it. Okay. Results. Give me a 95 skill. Let's see if it likes that slate a lot. Candy had 996 words left. All right. So, yeah, it gave a 99 for slate. I knew it would. So, we've got steal and slate and stale and Saleh. So a lot of the Saleh anagrams are being used second. We've got trace, clasp. People do like clasp as well. Clasp works out the best, so including the P. And tarps. People are like, oh, I can just do the hard modes starting word. And those two do work out better. So including the, well, I guess these two were 2.3 as well. This is interesting. A 3.6 from Saleh. That's placement, man. It's really interesting. Like slate and stare and steel, all around the same average guesses, but Saleh, 3.6. Very interesting. All right. And then Stomp I gave an F85 to. It would have preferred Spurt in this case, or Stump, or Strum. Yeah, the other bot said the same thing. 85 is a harsh score for that, though. All right, and then Stout was the only one left. Tarp's Heist Stunt, Stout. All right, we've got 0.2 starting with Stout, 4.5, 23.5, 50.4, 76.7, 95.6. Yeah, so 2 traps in a row. Snout, Scout, Spout, Smout. Smout people are forgetting that you can repeat a letter. Shout. Stows, stood are the ones people are losing on. Interesting, stood. Yeah, so just in that STO trap. All right, let's refresh and upload our image so we can analyze in regular mode. All right, 91 skill. Much lower once a filler. What are people doing after Kindy? So Slate still got a 99. Slate, Stare, Steel, Stale, all Saleh anagrams. And then Saleh here. We have Store, Strap, Place, Slope, and Plate. Who worked out best? Slope did. So yeah, that P. Interesting. In this case, Saleh didn't. Oh, Saleh did do much more poorly also. There's something interesting about that. Stomp 75, Stout 99. What would it have done? It would have done Crump, a filler. Probably gets it perfect. Slate, Pino, filler. Reach, another filler, and then Stout. Yeah. No one really plays that way. Not many people, at least. Like just, yeah. Anyway, Stout 0.4, 3.9, 24.4, 50.2, 74.8, 93.6. Losing on Snout, Scout, Smout, Spout, Shout, Stows, Stood, Stogie, Stool, and Stony. All right. Well, how'd you do?